Good evening, everyone. It is September 21st, 2023, and the overnight session last night really laying on the sustained sell pressure. Let's just pull that up for a second. Let's go with the ES, turn off these indicators and all this. Just a plain 30-minute chart here. What you can see is we sold off to whatever this was, about 44.50, and the overnight just unable to really bid above that daily low there, and whatever could only spend a couple points above it, and the rest of the night was just offered, and even with the Euro Open here, not really moving anywhere. That Euro Open at 44.38ish, that's at resistance as well. Further trend down, trend down into our open. We were able to kind of hold this 4,400 spot for the most part, but breaking the overnight low, breaking the initial balance low. I took a long here actually off of 96s just based on the fact that the euros were so incredibly short and the selling was looking exhaustive to me. If we were to pull up some volume here, here we go. Oh God, I don't want to see all these other things pop up on the screen, but what I just want to show you, just focus down here on this volume. All I want to show you is that these sell bars had very mediocre volume. So to me, it looked like the selling was insignificant, and it really was. We were able to get some rotations upwards. The NASDAQ was more bid than ES today. Overall, though, if we go up to a big picture, what do we have here? Let's start with the SPY. We have had this thrust upwards, the high volume sell off, low volume covers. You can see very mediocre covering on those two sessions. A pretty solid sell, and now we've had a strong gap down and sell. So, for tomorrow, what am I thinking? Well, we have this weekly low that was not tagged, 431.19. We got down to 0.23. I would be surprised if we do not run that tomorrow at some point. So I will be looking. I'll be looking for us to get into that at some point. I doubt that we'll be able to traverse this balance tomorrow. I think that'll stay as is. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some really nice support around that kind of 429-ish to 430 area. Yeah, 429 to 430. That's where I would expect bids to show up, and then the rest of the day kind of to churn with a short bias. So for tomorrow, I'll be expecting us to take out the prior day's low, overnight low, IB low, opening range low, all those sort of auctions to the downside. Same thing on the Nasdaq. We have not gotten into this low over here. That same where was this? June 5 to 8. What am I looking at here? June 5 to 8. Wider on the NQ here. But anyway, we've gotten into this trend line here, but overall, I do think we'll end up running this at some point. Same thing as ES. We're getting that strong volume on the selling, that rising volume with the selling, very weak covers when we did get them. So overall, still looking bearish, but I'm looking for a more, I hesitate to call it bullish, but I'm looking for a session where the downward movement is not as strong, especially into the close. I don't think we're going to get another crap out into the close like we have these past 2 days. Instead, what I'll be looking for is kind of just a minor move downwards on the SPY, getting into that kind of 430 to 429 area, running that weekly low, running this weekly low as well. Or maybe finding support right around it. I don't think we're going to fall out of this kind of gray box, the lower half of this gray box. If we were to just run a little thing like this, the midpoint's about here. I think we'll end up closing above there. I really do. So as far as trades go, just a 1 hour chart here. You can see that we have some zones here around that 430 and 429. I do think there are some lower places to buy this thing, but that is the main area that I'm looking at. That's that same balance, 429-ish over here. 426 is the low of that balance. Again, I doubt we're getting into that. I really think there's a weekly point of control right here. I think 428.09. But in general, I think we're going to hold somewhere around here. The highs of this balance, or maybe even 430 and a half, and then end up somewhere around that 433 mark. On the NASDAQ, go. Similar situation. I think you end up finding a bid somewhere around here. Uh, Here's that same balance. Again, I don't think we're going to traverse to the lows of that balance. Maybe into the middle of it. Maybe we hold the highs. But overall, I think the best thing to do is look to be short in the morning. And if you're really eager to play the long side, you can ride a rally upwards. That's all I really have for tomorrow. A little bit bearish, I suppose. You can see right now the NASDAQ trading above the daily close and low at 860-ish. Same thing on the ES. We're trading above the daily low and close around 73-ish. So looking much more productive than last night. Much more productive as in we're not just getting a linear sell below the daily low. We're getting this nice sort of buoyancy to the market. Again, I doubt we're going to kind of, start breaking these highs. I would not look for tomorrow to be breaking today's RTH highs. But anyway, getting unnecessarily rambly. Looking for yet another sell session. Hoping I can find a short, and then looking for a mediocre up move for the rest of the day. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Have a great night. Trade safe.